Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite, but we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind, and they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt...
I think I saw them...
To launch another...
Should we fight back?
I admire your...
What is a great hunt?
The first great...
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly...
Why start a second?
Prewen has all...
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it.
I doubt it. If Lord...
What is the plan?
The plan is...
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority.
What will you do? Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire.
Please.
Oh, Jonathan.
You have no idea at all.
Even if I had...
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How?
So, time to visit the Ascalon Club. It's locked, all right.
This is now mine.
I cannot enter. That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners. It's locked, all right.
Better go home, sir.
I cannot enter.
Can go the wrong way around again.
It's locked, all right. Let's try this way. We're going to go the other way. And this is the way I want me to. Find something more how to get there. There's got to be a way in how do I cannot remember how to do it. I'm not sure remember how to do it. I'm not sure how to get into this area. I remember doing this when we were going around in fucking circles. I had to fucking Google it eventually. And work out how to do it. There's something there. Uh-huh.
Only opened because I fucking came there before. So he didn't. I was the one that opened it. Found it. See.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
She's his fucking brother, isn't it? I think if I make the entrance into the city. Okay, we're not actually into the city. Not into the city. God. Back in the West End, but like fucking from our house and
You London vampires!
sure. Hey, London vampire. Yep, I certainly am. I'm the one that fucking killed you. Dick fuck.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need help, sir?
I think I'm fine. But what happened to my jailer? Be careful. He's as vicious as he is strong.
You don't have to worry about him anymore. What happened here?
I am Tadao Kimura. I was imprisoned by this lunatic for several days. I thought I was going to die here.
You're not going to die now, Mr. Kimura. If you hurry, you should be able to get home safely.
It seems that I owe you my life. You have all my gratitude, Dr. Reed, since it is the most precious thing I possess.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura.
Yeah, I'm in the East End, but somehow I've got to fucking find my way around.
It's a leech! Over there! There's one!
said stay away, sir!
Yay, finally. Now in the worst end of any ends.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan, I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, you have come back too late, sir. Far too late.
I know, Avery. I know about Mary and my mother.
I'm so sorry. It was my duty to watch over her. She left the house in the middle of the night. The police said...
It's all right, Avery.
The police said her body was found near your sister's grave in Whitechapel. You're the master of the house now. I'd understand if you fired me, sir.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee...
How was life in this house while I was away?
It was sad, sir. Miss Mary moved here in July, after she lost her baby and husband. So I stayed to serve both her and your mother.
How was my mother?
Miss Reed was very frail. After Miss Mary was found dead, your mother started talking to herself. She said she was speaking to the dead. She even said that she had seen you.
How was Mary?
Miss Mary went out looking for you every night after you had written to say that you were coming back. She was sure you were alive. She'll never know she was right.
Do you need medical attention, Avery?
I won't refuse, sir. I don't feel...
Here is your prescription. You'll feel better soon enough.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir. But your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest...
To be present at the funeral.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan.
What are the arrangements for my mother?
There will be no funeral, sir.
Where is her body, then?
I'm afraid your mother's body...
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a...
If only you could have been here...
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave.
Do you really think I neglected my mother?
Yes.
I see.
Just like your father.
Thank you, Avery. We'll talk later.
Your bedroom is ready as always. Good night, sir. Oh, sir. What a terrible tragedy.
It's locked. I remember Sunday walks and... It's locked, all right. The Ascalon Club. The heart of British... Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young... What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You...
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her?
You won't trick me twice.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and
Even if that's partly true.
I suppose you're right.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside it?
Actually, yes. I ask this...
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women.
How the locals react.
People here can't wait for a wall to be...
Explosives are very dangerous.
She is my best friend.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently.
Let me guess.
Oh, that would be top.
Are you a suffragette?
All adult women have the right...
No need to convince them.
Really?
Do you need my...
I am fine, Doc.
Tell me about your...
What do you want to know?
How did you meet?
First, I was an orphan.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon.
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury.
Do you live with her?
I still...
What exactly?
Your name and profession, obviously.
Does it not scare...
Why should it?
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to...
That may be true.
Your mother is not like any other vampire.
I believe she thinks the same about you.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been quite busy these last...
right before we can go in there.
Whether you need to buy something or not, I'm happy to help.
It's locked. Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you.
I never judge a man by his title, but...
Well, I must admit, it's good.
Welcome, Dr. Reed.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died.
Really? But you seem to be
I'm afraid the real hedonist...
London's lone gourmet.
I used that name in my early years.
How is...
Life is...
Are you not...
Oh,
Are you that blind? I've seen hundreds of victims piled up in this city each...
Mr. Reed, please.
Is it not a little too late?
On the contrary, it is the...
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy...
But what about the epidemic?
Please, sir. This...
What can you tell...
I recently found the best...
I must confess, I have quite specific...
Really? Well, I'm always happy...
Finding a good restaurant.
Oh,
Do you need medical...
You would save my life, Doc.
Don't worry. There is nothing serious to fear. I have seen far worse.
I cannot imagine the pain these people must...
I may have a look at you.
Don't let any strangers come into your house.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so...
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny?
Do you need medical...
It's a little late for visit.
I will see you... When did you escape?
You know what's funny?
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either, since my...
Of course. Yep.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war.
You need some rest.
I fucked it up this time. I think I fucked it up the last time.
you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the credit.
Good evening.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of this Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Guard of Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed. But first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally, and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I. Lance Sparrow?
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish, and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No. He was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often...
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed. But for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise Skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
I feel perfectly fine. Do I have cause for concern?
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day up.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place.
What can you tell me?
I would not dare.
Are you not afraid?
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
So you asked for...
I have been a member of many clubs.
Is not the nature of this club?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent...
Mr. Dawson. Of Dawson.
A withering London.
Are you sick, Mr.
My case is beyond the scope.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Absolutely not.
Money cannot solve...
You're right.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricade.
Complete isolation has proven effective throughout history, but the death toll has always been a high one. Are you not mistaking sac...
Why do you care?
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign echoes. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
I was chased by a gigantic vampire 2 nights ago. It's further than...
Here me. I gotta sleep before.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire. Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats?
No, it's me who...
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
Infection.
And where is this house?
West of the park. Not very far.
What is the local...
Shadows.
What happened to you?
The rats.
Miss Billow, please.
The voice in my head.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak.
Do you feel compelled to obey them?
Yes.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm hungry.
Don't you remember who you are, miss?
I was strong.
Can I help you?
The rats.
I must go now. Why are vampire hunters sniffing around here? I need to find out what they're after.
Oh my god! Turn around, sir. Stupid beast! He's mine! I'll take it!
I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
He had his tongue removed and his eyes gouged out. He was a victim of brutal torture. This one's neck is broken. He was young. Probably the son.
You thought I was dead too, didn't you? No, I was just pretending. Doris told me I could have been a great actress.
You killed your family.
They mocked my talent.
I've never seen such a radical mutation. Could it be a new stage in the disease's evolution? So, this girl took lessons at the famous Doris Fletcher acting school.
Who did that? Ja. Haha, I'm dead for you guys.
This is despicable. This woman's body has multiple lacerations. They're deep, too. Whoever did this was driven by rage.
this way. Into the city. Right. Back in the way.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club.
Right, here we are. Let's try asking. What else can you really?
Good evening, Miss Ash.
And good evening to you,
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys, a nice family who live in a big house near the park in the east.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No,
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been quite busy these...
Good evening, Doctor.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district.
Not really. Wait.
Thank you. It may be nothing.
They have a house in the southern part of the district.
I may have a look at your... Good evening, old chap.
I won't lie to you, John.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to...
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
Not enough noise for a big family with children.
You need some... We meet again, Mr. Kimura. In a more peaceful situation.
Dr. Reed. Still visiting London by night?
We must both be nocturnal animals, you and I.
Breathing the cold night air helps calm my mind, sir.
What can you tell me about your abduction?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days. My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
What did he say about voices?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things. He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My...
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned. That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configure...
Do you need medical...
You've already helped me enough.
Tell me, Tadao, why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I don't know. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory. He seemed to share my hobby.
Yes. Astronomy is a fascinating subject.
Stars are not just dots in the sky.
You're right. But children love magic.
Protection by the light of the...
Draco. My
favorite constellation?
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation the names of the 88 constellations, yet I barely remember my own childhood.
Did he fake his interest in astronomy to get close to you?
No. In his madness, he spoke about a blood sacrifice to be made to his master when the stars aligned to us.
How is the situation?
I've heard rumors about...
May I ask you what you do for a living, Mr. Kimura?
I was a landlord.
Why this sudden epiphany?
I was already feeling nostalgic.
Tell me, Tadao.
I dunno.
Why are you so nostalgic for your hometown?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot that my relatives and friends are threatened by this epidemic.
Have you no friends at all?
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me into my friend's adversary.
Those you grew up with didn't share your views.
Would you believe I was once a member of poetry circles and an astronomy club?
Have you heard anything from your family?
I was not only a bad landlord.
At least now you're ready to go back.
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent...
Can you change? And is it what you really want? If so, it must come from within, not without.
I've seen what an altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reed, but you did. I will follow you.
Follow my example, then. Find a complete stranger and help him or her the best you can. Then invite him or her to do the same.
You know what? That's not a bad plan, actually. And I...
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura.
Almost forgot what it feels like to live an ordinary...
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan. At least you survived the Great War. I feared the worst.
Straight in for looking for the fucking who's on my phone. Talking about.
It's locked, all right.
At this...
It's a pleasure to see you again.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district.
The McPhersons. I heard they locked the...
They could just be afraid of getting sick.
Perhaps you're right.
Have you noticed...
You mean except for your return?
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and...
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but...
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not.
Do you need my medical attention?
No thanks, Jonathan.
How have you been since the last time we met?
I've done my duty.
I understand.
Yes, and it's all...
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions.
Do apologise, but you know.
I danced with you at my wedding, Jonathan. What have you become?
No invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign. No sign of a struggle. It seems Charlotte's friend knew the killer and let him... Emily wanted to become a vampire. Something must have gone wrong. Someone is responsible for this mess. Blood. I should follow the trail.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm the Marquis de Bois-Colombes, and I strongly invite you to find your own game, sir.
I intend to do so very soon, thank you. But for the moment, I'd like to shed light on the death of a young woman killed by a vampire.
A young woman killed by a vampire? Oh, you're joking, right?
I followed the trail of blood from her room to here.
Oh, you're referring to that young woman. Yes, the meeting turned messy. I'm afraid I ruined my last wedding good.
So you admit you murdered her?
I admit nothing, my good sir. I only regret the blood of that girl staining my clothes. Oh, blood can be so messy.
What happened?
She wanted to become one of us. Not the first time I have received such a proposal, but I must admit her direct approach tempted me.
And then what?
The body rejected my blood. It happens, you know, sometimes even with voluntary prey.
I believe you, sir. Emily's diary confirms your statement.
Oh, Emily was her name. Quite charming. Well, mystery solved then.
Yes,
And so can you.
Good evening, old chap.
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
Venus is poisoning you, Clarence. She wants you dead.
Oh, she really hates me that much now. My poor wife. I had no idea my research would drive her to such extremes.
I'm sorry, Clarence.
Why would you tell me that? First you returned from the dead.
You're a stupid bastard, but you're my friend, Clarence. And I don't have many left.
But I love her. I love my wife.
So you have no suspicions about her at all? Nothing in Venus's behavior?
Frankly, it's my behavior.
I'm investing.
Infection is...
Yes?
Not enough, no...
You need some rest.
Second source of infections.
Yes, sir?
I'm currently investigating sources of the epidemic in this...
Not really. Except all the MacPherson's servants resigned a few days ago. They feared becoming infected, they said.
The MacPhersons? Where do they live?
I think it's a rich house near the railway bridge in the southern part of the district.
I found an old letter written by my father and addressed to me. Do you know anything about it, Avery?
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday, but you left for the war, and the letter remained in his office until tonight.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did. Do you know why he left, Avery? Did he ever speak to you?
No, sir. Mr. Reed was not exactly forthcoming.
Thank you, Avery.
Your bedroom is ready.
Yes, sir. Follow me. need to take the source of the infection rate, isn't it?
Please, sir, whether you need to buy something or not, I'm happy to help.
Is there anything to connect me to this?
Windows are coming around together. That's it.
Christ! He's dead! He's dead!
It's locked.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
know where the fucking cinema is.
Women of all countries unite! Women die too in this war!
So remember.
That building is under quarantine. Could this be what I'm looking for?
That's really it. Yeah, I need to get it. I can't fucking remember how to get into it. Fuck do I get out of this building? And there's a way in here, come on, if we can get there. How do I get in there again? And now you can get in and just come out how to do it. Around here. And around here. Got there. Finally. Got in the end. This is. It's got fucking 2 people in it from already.
So the husband had an affair with Doris Fletcher.
Doris Fletcher's infiltrator. Okay, I got you. How are we now with the fucking theatres? I've been there before. I don't know how to get there.
Doris Fletcher seems to be the missing link here. It can't just be a coincidence. I should go to her acting school. It's locked.
So we're going to go underneath. Come on, we're doing it. She cannot remember how to go. Unless she can't remember how to get it. There will be a way if I know how to write out.
There's one of them!
I'm sure Kaloon Russell has no interest in such a conventional menu.
Gotta be way up. Come on, how do it? Let's have a full safe first. Of course. I actually can't remember. I can't remember how to get into that from there. What getting in here? Ugh.
Please, sir.
Find access to the theatre. Bumper, bumper. Oh. I'm gonna get back in the key shed. How do I get back out? I'm gonna go back down in the key shed. Somehow. Well, that's free.
Steady, boys!
Back down the street. This is the way round.
Steady, boys! We got one of them! This is no place for a gentleman.
There's an open window on the second floor. I should be able to get in through that.
So all that. Oh, do you know how to get it out? It's just.
Woe to you, nations of hypocrites. For in front of you stands the tall queen. You can but lower your head, fit only to smirk at her soiled feet.
Can that be Doris Fletcher's voice? Where does it come from?
Me. From Doris of Fletcher of the door.
Stands the tall queen. You can but lower your head, fit only to smirk at her soiled feet.
I cannot enter.
Oh, God. Come over here. Can't enter. You feel to be in somehow.
Who are you? You who dared enter my realm. Are you here to worship or mock me?
I'm here to put an end to the vampire epidemic, Miss Fletcher.
Ah. But Doris Fletcher is no more. She was consumed by this putrid flesh that now enshrouds her.
You feel anger for what happened to you. But I can help you. I'm a doctor, Miss Fletcher.
Doris Fletcher is no more. All woe unto thee, son of Babylon! Come to me!
Wait. I beg you, wait.
What?
I don't want to die.
And I did not come to kill you, Miss Fletcher.
Will you spare me then? Save this cadaverous carcass of mine. Does your heart beat a little faster now? You fancy me then, Doctor?
No, Miss Fletcher. My dead heart will beat for only one.
Ah! Is she pretty? Is she sweet and tender?
To me, yes.
Ah! I hate her already.
I know. And this is partly why you must be destroyed.
But you just said...
That I did not come here to kill you, yes. But I realize now the threat you embody must be stopped.
Will I be remembered? Will you?
You were Doris Fletcher. The greatest actress of her generation. No one can take that from you.
Thank you. And farewell. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Farewell, Doris.
Thursday.
Bravo! So dramatic. I love it.
McCullum.
How strange I seem to find you whenever I'm inquiring about that Skal infestation.
I mean you no harm.
I'm not here for you. But once I put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I'm sure we'll have a little chat, you and me.
Stay away from me, McCullum. You and all your war dogs.
That I can't guarantee, Dr. Reed. But I'll let you go. For now.
I should probably leave the theater. Right now. The West End should be safe now. But London is not. It would be wise to benefit from the Ascalon's protection while I continue my research during the Great Hunt.
Yeah. Blood of citizens? Citizens of the blood. Citizens, blood, citizens. Citizens. Community hosting elections committees.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now. So Doris just needed to be close to her audience to infect them. Contagion through skin. Very disturbing.
I'm finally home. Right, so sound. Drop a bomb. Oh. Okay. Just a bit of more. Maybe choosing down your face.
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon. You certainly have an inquisitive mind.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's
Lord Redgrave can play with the brave all he wants, but I won't put a foot outside until Cree went in their hunt. I know we're facing a crisis, but I'm shocked no one took the time to clean up the...
Yes, you know. We knew before.
Perhaps we should change some of the club's rules if we survive all of this. We need to soften some of our
Welcome
laws.
back to the Ascalon Club, Lance-Bearer. Please, tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
I did my best.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
As you wish, my lord.
Good. Now go.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Before I go, I have a few...
All right. I'm listening.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
Did he choose me.
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it...
You invited Lady Ashbury. Wouldn't that be breaking one of your cardinal rules? No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary.
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare himself. He has studied our kind for decades.
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again as one of us, an immortal.
Is there any danger?
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis. They die, for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
Aloysius Dawson is the richest man in England. He'll be a very useful resource for the club.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an...
Should I refuse?
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage, and only capable...
Please, tell me more about...
As long as you lower your voice.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe...
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for...
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous.
What would you do?
The man's dying already.
Are you sure your information about...
That's a lie.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting...
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound...
Forgive me, Jonathan.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
I'm going to turn him. I think everybody decided not to turn last time. The best of options there. I thought it was fucked up there.